10 Most Expensive European Countries to Visit in 2023. If you're planning a trip to Europe, you must be wondering what the most expensive European countries to visit are. If you're backpacking Europe on a budget, you'll probably want to keep these countries off of your itinerary or at least adjust your plans and budget for visiting, or you might be curious if your bucket list destination is one of the most expensive countries in Europe to visit, so you start saving money for your next trip. In that case, let's jump right in. Some of these countries in Europe are expensive to visit as they have a high cost of living, while others are expensive to visit as it is hard to get around with affordable public transport or find cheap accommodation. Despite the high price, there are so many free things to do in each to balance it out and have an amazing trip. 1. Switzerland. Despite its stunning outdoors and breathtaking landscapes, Switzerland is not one of the countries to travel to when you're young and broke. In fact, it is the most expensive country in Europe. The standard of living in Switzerland is the highest in Europe. Everything is expensive, but people are well paid. If you're traveling around Switzerland, the best budget hack is to get a rail pass. With a rail pass, you can save a lot on train travel in Switzerland. Use your hostel kitchen to prepare quick meals so you don't have to eat out every meal. 2. Iceland. Iceland is one of the countries that are on most people's travel bucket lists. The land of ice and fire is undoubtedly stunning, with some of the most unique scenery in the world. Iceland is one of the most expensive countries to visit in Europe. It is almost impossible to travel around Iceland without a car, and renting a car as a solo traveler is far from budget-friendly. Traveling in a group is the best way to save money in Iceland. 3. Norway. If you're wondering if is Norway expensive to visit, the answer is yes, it is one of the most expensive countries in Europe. Accommodation in Norway is expensive, and so is eating out and public transport. If you want to go to the cinema or theater, it will cost you more than double the price of a ticket in Eastern European countries. However, Norway is well known for its stunning scenery and the unique ability to explore nature, and it is completely free to hike nearly anywhere you want. To save money when traveling in Norway, get outside of the cities and spend time in nature. It is free to discover some of the most stunning nature spots throughout the country. A fun way to save money on accommodation and transportation at the same time is to rent a camper van and discover Norway's countryside at your own pace. 4. Ireland. When it comes to expensive cities in Europe, Dublin is often at the top of the list. While the capital city of Dublin is the most expensive in Ireland, the rest of the country is not far behind. Depending on the season, you can find a hostel in Ireland for under €40 a night. Food and drinks costs are pretty stable throughout the year, with average Western European prices. To save money on visiting tourist attractions, consider getting a heritage card, which free access to over 45 heritage sites throughout the country. 5. Denmark. What makes Denmark an expensive country is the prices of eating out, drinking, and getting around. Public transport is reliable and frequent, but it can get quite pricey, so many Danes opt for biking. Also, the food in supermarkets is more expensive than you might be used to. Hostels in Denmark are good value for money and a great way to stay on budget. Consider renting a bike if you visit in summer to get around. 6. United Kingdom. London is notorious for being overpriced, so don't be surprised if you get served a €10 coffee. Eating out is an experience and a luxury, so be ready to pay €10–20 for a main dish in a mid-range restaurant. If you think you'll save money by using public transport, think again. Trains in the UK are only affordable if you book well in advance. However, even if you stay in London, there are so many free museums and tourist attractions. One of the best things to do in the city is to stroll the streets of the city. Buses are cheaper than trains. If you're not in a rush, opt for a good old coach. 7. Finland. When it comes to the Nordic countries, Finland is cheaper than Norway, but you can expect the same prices as Sweden. If you want to see the capital in the Lapland in a week, you'll probably have to fly, which elevates the cost of your trip. Opting for a night train might be a good trick to save on accommodation and transportation. The tax on alcohol is high in Finland, so going out for drinks will be more expensive than you might expect. 8. Sweden. While Stockholm is certainly worth the visit, Sweden is a great travel destination for those who enjoy nature. Eating out is expensive. However, you can go out for lunch instead of dinner and take advantage of lunch deals. Book your trains and buses in advance if you want to save money on transportation. The prices increase closer to the departure date. 9. France. The number one reason why France is expensive to travel to is Paris, often named the most expensive European city. Yes, the accommodation is expensive. We're talking €50 a night for hostel dorm rooms in Paris. It is virtually impossible to find a well-rated hotel for under €100 a night in Paris. Eating out is expensive, and so are the drinks. You can visit France on a budget if you plan your trip well. Many monuments and tourist attractions in France are free for EU citizens under 26, including the Louvre. 10. The Netherlands. The Netherlands is another country that has its place among countries with high quality of life, and this certainly comes with a price. Amsterdam, the capital city, ranks as the 9th most expensive city in Europe. However, this doesn't seem to stop travelers and expats from traveling to this beautiful city in great masses all throughout the year. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.